Hi friends, welcome to the stream. Yeah, welcome aboard. I'm glad everyone's coming. This microphone's going to be in my way the whole time. Anyways, yeah, so today I need to build something out. This is like a project. This is going to be a project that I'm going to work on. It's probably might be a couple streams. I'm not really sure yet. I did a stream months and months ago. I can't remember now when it was, where we did, where we created a pre-published checklist. What I'd like to do is take that, expand on it, and then add an admin screen so folks can pick, say, like the word count, or they can say that there needs to be X amount of categories, or, you know, they want to exclude something from something. I don't know. There's lots of ideas that I have, and we're going to kind of see how it works, see how it goes, go from there. So I guess we can just get right into it. Cool. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a brand new plugin. Brand spanking new plugin. So typically what I would do here is use the create block package, but we're not actually building any blocks. We're just going to manually do this. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this pre-publish. Oh, Tea Time at 83. Thank you for the follow checklist. And then inside of that, because we're building a plugin, we're going to need an index file. We can call it index.php. This is going to represent the registration file for our actual plugin within the WordPress plugin system. And so I'm going to put a little comment in there. Plugin and name is going to be publish checklist. I don't know if there's any grammar police out there. I don't know if pre-publish should be hyphenated or what, but it's gonna be right now. Package. This is just so PHP CS doesn't yell at me anymore. I'll call this pre-publish check. Okay, and so it begins. Checklist. All right, cool. So we got that. So, all right. Now you can add a whole bunch more stuff in here. I'll probably add it all later, but if we refresh through here, we should see, oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. So I called it pre-published checklist, but it looks like there might be a plugin that's actually available out there. What is this? 2 months ago. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so somebody built this out already and released it. So I can't call it, I'm gonna call it something different. I gotta change this. I'm gonna change the folder name in here. I think this is what it's keying off of. Twitch pre-published checklist. I'm just gonna come back here, get rid of this, and do this. And anyways, blah blah blah. Why is my thing way over there? So I'm gonna refresh this. There we go. So we're gonna activate this. So we got that plugin activated. It does nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm gonna get my windows up over here. And what am I doing? Right, this thing. So gonna add a description, a pub. Why can I not type publish? Publish checklist for content that includes a customize settings page. Settings. Okay, and then our text domain is actually going to be, we should define that here. The text domain is going to be pre-publish checklist. Pre-publish checklist. All right, so what do we got here? This is custom menu options, my plugin admin. This is going to be what is that? I don't like that. Hold on. So we got the page title, the menu title, the capability, the menu slug, and then the function. So I'm starting to think I don't like this example. So we need a function to call. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, yeah, so that is a secondary function, right? So I thought that. So this is not it. So this is, we're gonna go, should go namespace, and then this will be another function call. And I like to call it like this is registering it, and then we actually have to have something render it. So render settings page. That's how I like to approach it. And then we have a little function down here called render settings page, and then in here I can just go echo hi in that voice. Exactly. And this is spelled wrong, and I need one of these, so I'm just going to do that so this stops yelling at me. Renders the settings page. Am I namespacing this incorrectly? Yeah, it's not there anymore. What the deuce? What the deuce? So this isn't getting called. So why is that? Do I have to do it this way? Yeah, apparently I don't know how to use namespacing. There we go. It's a backslash, not a forward slash. Great success. Okay, so now we got this registering thing. So I want to just at this point, I want to say echo hi, just to make sure that I'm rendering something out there, right? So I come to this custom menu, I click. What? That's weird. Okay, so that's clearly not. I'm missing something. I must be missing the. Manage. Okay, so custom menu, manage options, custom page. This, I think that's what I'm missing there. I need the actual. Let's look at the URL. So it's going to be pre-publish check list, and I think that should now redirect me where I need to go. Let's see. So that looks right. There we go. Okay. So yeah. So obviously I need to update this custom menu thing to not be that. This in here. Pre-publish settings. Okay. Cool. All right, we're done. We've created the page. Okay, cool. So I hate the look of that. Totally hate the look of that. So let's look at some icons. So what does the icon accept? Looks like, is it just a string? Is it a URL or a string? It's a string. Okay. So if I look at dash icons, maybe let's look for a check mark. Let's look for, yeah, let's just use that one. We're going to use this one. This is going to be dash icon. Yeah, so I'm going to put this in here. And the where'd that go? It goes menu slug function icon. Oh, icon URL. You can't just use it. Oh yeah, you can. Okay, pass the name of the dash icon helper class. So dash icons dash chart. Okay, cool. So I need this. So let's put that in there. Or we can use a custom URL or a custom icon, which I don't have any. I haven't done any artwork for it. So let's take a look. Fresh. There we go. I like that. Here we go. All right, cool. So now we've got this. So we should, in here, we should probably take some markup from like a settings page, like make it look like we can do a couple of things. Right out of the box, we could just do this, PHP, and then we can just do div. We can just output a div, because the idea here is this is going to be React, right? So we're going to put an ID. This is going to be our app, right? And this, I like to put a chances are we'll never see this message, but we might. JavaScript. All right, it's kind of like a little fallback. All right, and then we'll just do this and this and this. Okay, great. And so now, why is that giving me grief? Oh, I need a little, oops, I need that. And what is this? What? Okay, cool. So this is just going to render an app or an ID. Did it not render the ID? Do I have to echo it? Yes. Okay, so this requires JavaScript. And now what we can do is we can then just start creating our app entirely in JavaScript. So we'll do that. Okay, so maybe I should organize this a little bit better. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of stuff in here. So what we're gonna, okay, so now at this point, what we can do is jump over to our terminal, and I'm gonna cd into sorry, I called it Twitch. Probably should have clear this. So I'm gonna do npm init, and I'm just gonna say yes to everything for the default. And then we're gonna go npm install. So we need a build process. So we're gonna install npm I -save dev, and we're gonna say at WordPress scripts. Did I spell that right? Or I did not. I'm missing the E in WordPress. /scripts. All right, so that should run. Oh my Lord, Ryan. Spelling is an issue for me. Okay, there we go. So that's gonna run. So we're going to use the scripts package. We're not going to build any blocks with it, but we're going to use it for our build process and getting all of our dependencies managed and all that good fun stuff. So while this loads, we can take a look at we can take a look at our package.json in here, and we got some things we probably want to update. First of all, our we're gonna that. Package.json. Oh no. You're gonna want to basically steal this stuff. What am I doing here? Where am I? Package.json. We're gonna do that. Did I already do license? I already did license. License can go away. Oops, go away. We can fill this stuff out. All right, well, sure. Oops, can't even spell my own name today. It seems. Okay, cool. You know what? I'm just gonna steal the description out of here. Plunk it in there. All right, and yeah, we'll just leave the version at 0.1. There we go. Okay, cool. So, yeah. We can do was escape HTML and then echo it. That's what we'll do. I was just yelling at me because you should be escaping all of your output, which is a good habit to be in, because even translations can technically be a bit of an attack vector. If you can replace the translation files with something that contains malicious code, it will just get run and output on your page. All right, let's see. Is this thing done? This thing is done. Okay, let's look over here. So in here, sorry. So we've got our package.json. All right, we need to have a couple of scripts. We're going to need start, and that's on the WP scripts package. It's called start. And then we're going to need a build as well. We probably won't use build for this particular thing. And then you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal everything from this package. I'm going to grab all this stuff, because this is good times. So this is our formatting to handling our JavaScript CSS stuff. I think it even might handle PHP, linting our CSS, linting our JS, updating our packages. So when we start installing these packages, we can run this to check to see if the packages we're running are the most recent. And then this is just a helper to bundle up a zip file for our plugin, which is pretty handy. Cool. So, and the next thing we need is a source directory. So source directory is where the sorry, the scripts package looks for its entry points. So I'm going to do the thing I do every time, and I'm going to just add an index in there. So if we, and with an alert, an alert, and I'm going to say npm start, and this should run in the background. We should see. It looks like it built, so let's see what we got over here again. Okay, so now we got a build directory, we've got index, you can see we've got our alert loaded in there, all kinds of fun stuff. So the next thing we have to do is we have to enqueue this file to get into, we have to be able to enqueue the file. So with blocks, you would call a register block type, pass it the path to your block.json file, and under the hood, it would handle all the registration on the server side and on the client side, and it would enqueue all the files that you need and all that good stuff. But we don't have that. We have to do it the old-fashioned way, if you will. And so we're going to do that. And I should really write just a snippet for this, because I do it every single time. Where did what's an example that I just did that on? Let's see. No, create block example. Anyways, I clearly have not been updating my, I haven't been updating my repo, so I apologize for that. We'll get that done. All right, so I'm just going to do this a different way. I'm going to say it's a block editor. Okay, I think it's block editor. I can never remember the name of the hook. I think it's assets. Enqueue block editor assets. So this is the hook that we want to tie into, and so we're going to add an action to it. Say add action enqueue block editor access. Now I'm just going to do an inline function here, which is completely cool. I think something to be aware of doing it this way. I don't know if you could remove this action. I'm pretty sure you can't, because the way the hooks system works is it's a giant array. So you have an array of hooks, you have an array of actions, you have an array of filters, and then when you add one, it adds it to this index in the array, and then it tells it what function to run, and then you can tell it how many parameters or the order or the priority, so where it runs, and then the number of parameters, right? Because if you use an anonymous function like this, I don't believe you can come back and say remove action, because you have to pass the same parameters to remove action that you pass to add action. So I guess technically you could copy and paste the whole function. That might work, but that's just something to keep in mind. We don't ever want anyone to be able to remove this, because it'll break our plugin. So it's not a huge deal, but that's just something to keep in mind. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is going to be the stuff we do. So in here, we are going to check for something. So we want to check. So this is our assets file path, right? And that's going to be plugin dir path, and it's going to be this file. Right, and then we're going to look inside of build, and then we're going to look for it's that special file called index.asset.php. I think it's assets. Let's look. Index asset singular. Okay, cool. And this file is the file that's going to contain a whole bunch of stuff. What? Oh, that thing. This contains any dependencies and a version number. So this is when we start importing things from different packages, you'll start seeing dependencies populated inside of this array. And this is so handy because it used to be, because there's so many packages in Gutenberg and Word, like well, since Gutenberg, there's a billion packages, and they're all things are in different places. So having to come back and update your dependencies every single time you want to add something is kind of a pain, right? And it's I don't know about you, but it's caught me up a million times, I'd say, because I'd be working on something and I'd be like, why is this not loading? Why is this not loading? Why is that thing undefined or null or whatever? And then I realized, oh, I have to go back and I have to add that dependency before, so my script will run after it's been loaded. And yeah, anyways, hilarity ensues, and I waste an hour trying to figure it out. This will make that a moot point. Okay, so now I'm going to check to say if this file exists. We're going to try to enqueue this script. MTF, yeah, of course I haven't written it yet. Okay, then we're going to say the assets are require, and then we're going to require once, which is hilarious. Require once, index, and then I'm going to say WP enqueue. Oh, and there's something else we have to do as well. Enqueue. Oh my lord, thank you for that. Okay, so the handle here is going to be pre-publish settings. Oh, Smart2K, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Okay, so our handle is going to be our pre-publish settings script, and then we're going to. So next thing, the source. So the source is going to be the plugin directory URL, and then basically this relative to this file, and then we're going to append not that in the build directory. We're gonna look for index.js, right? So that is our source. And oh, right, okay, I haven't got there yet. Man, this thing is like thirsty. It's a bit annoying. Okay, and so now here's the fun part. So now the next parameter that this takes is the dependencies. So we have access to the dependencies by saying asset dependencies. And then we also have a version number in there that we can get access to. So assets, and then version, and then it's always best practice to load your script in the footer, which is what this true is doing, just so it's not blocking. Okay, cool. So this should, when we refresh the page, we should, oh, you know what? This is the wrong hook. This is the right hook if we were trying to only enqueue it inside of the block editor. So if we look in here, we're not getting anything. But if I come into add a new post, see we got our loaded. So that is because I'm on the wrong hook, because I'm a dope. So that's a lesson for you and me to pay attention to what I'm doing. So I think we're gonna do enqueue editor. What is, oh, is it enqueue admin assets? Admin assets, enqueue admin scripts. All right, yeah, that's what we want. So this is gonna be a bit more fun. Okay, cool. So we're gonna change that hook to the correct hook. Now, this also will takes a parameter of, I'm gonna call it suffix. I think that's what it's being called. Let's see. It's the hook suffix. So the current admin page. So we're gonna need that in a second, and I'll show you why. So, okay, so now we've got admin scripts. So let's come back over here. We'll refresh this. Oh, look, loaded, great. Oh no, this is still loading here. We don't want this here, right? What if we go to the dashboard? Oh yeah, see, problems. So what we want to do is we're going to try to leverage that suffix, right? And I'm going to do the classic debug approach to basically kill everything and see what the suffix is. So this should, I think this is going to spit out basically that stuff. So if I come over here and I refresh this, you can see, oh, top level page, pre-published checklist. Oh yeah, I totally would have got that. So now we just need to check against that. So if I refresh this, you can see post new.php, and I don't think I have any other pages that are available. So I'm just gonna copy this. I guess technically you could figure that out on its own, but whatever. Okay, so we're gonna do this. So now, if file exists and the is equal to suffix. Okay, this is the Yoda condition where you put the value before the thing you're checking. I think this is WordPress specific. I've never heard of this in any other like community and stuff. And some people hate it, like really hate it. I don't care personally. I get what they're trying to say. The idea is that if you did this, and these were reversed, then you would actually be assigning suffix this value, and then hilarity would ensue later down in your script. This will break because you can't assign a variable to a string. You can only the other way around. So anyhow, that's why it's there. That's my understanding of it. And yeah, if you have comments, I'd love to hear them. Anyhow, cool. So now let's see. So now this loaded on our thing, and then and then it does not load in there. Okay, so we're getting closer. This is great. Okay, so I think what we can do now is kind of put away the PHP portion, right? I'm just gonna go enqueue our script to the on the settings page. Cool. All right. So let's put away the PHP. Put away the PHP. We'll come into source. All right, so we don't need this anymore. So, excuse me. So we're basically building an app at this point, right? It's a React app. So what we can do, and I like doing this because I like doing this, dependencies. You know what I've turned off is I realize I've turned off this GitHub Copilot. I'm just going to enable this and just see how fun this is going to be. All right, cool. So, all right. So in order for us to do this, this isn't basically a React application, right? So we have access to the React abstraction that Gutenberg has. So Gutenberg has an abstraction layer around React. My understanding is, so if at any point React stops being a thing, we could technically, the royal we, could technically use that abstraction layer and then wrap it around a different framework. So that, and to get access to that, it is the it's the WordPress, and it's the element package. So element package is what we have in for basically if it's a React thing, like what I'm going to use here, it'll be in here. It'll be in element. So render, I'm going to need render from WordPress element, and then I'm going to need and so render takes two parameters. It takes the thing that we're going to be rendering. You can't see that at all. I'm sorry. The component that we're going to render, and then the thing that we're going to render it into. So we need to have a component. I'm just going to create an app component here, right? And do this. I'm going to return whatever React, yay. All right, so then that gets passed in here as a component. And then the next thing, oh, look at that. Oh my God, it's finding it for it. I love this. Okay, the next thing it does is we're gonna target the ID that we've created, which I don't actually know if that's the right ID. Let's take a look. Did I? No. But that's a much better one. So I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna update my ID here. And then hopefully the build should be working. Looks like it's working, okay. And we'll jump over to our admin page. There we go. So now we've got our React application built in there. First time, best followers, primes, viewers. Oh. Okay, thank you, random bot. Yeah, okay, so we can get rid of that. Get rid of this. All right, so now we gotta start building, right? So, yeah. Okay. Oh, I want to just show that we have this element here. So now, all right, if you look in our dependencies array, you can see we've got this new array that's been added. So that'll just keep things up to date. Okay, cool. So, excuse me. I'm going to probably put this into a separate. Yeah, I'm going to put this into a separate file here and call it app.js. I know settings screen .js. So this is going to be like our main application here. So I'm going to say const settings screen is going to be one of these things, right? And then I'm going to say export default settings screen. Do that. And then I can put this in here. And I realize I could just do an implicit return here, but I'm not going to do that right now. Cool. And then I'm going to, why is this doing that? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we'll talk about that now. Internal dependency, not capitalized. I don't want that. Yeah, that's what I want. Internal dependencies. And then I'm going to import settings screen from settings screen, and I'm going to pass settings screen in here. Okay, so this should be all the setup that we need, right? And then we're going to say render the app to the screen. Okay. All right, cool. So this is functionally the same thing. I'm just starting to split things out a bit more because, you know, code. Great. So we should see no difference in here, and we don't. We see nothing. Okay, awesome. So I want to talk about this. So we don't technically need to include these WordPress packages in our dependencies because they aren't being used in our bundle, in our JavaScript bundle. That's due to the scripts package, and there's a Webpack plugin called the dependency extraction plugin. And it looks for any references like this and turns them into references that access the WP global, which if we look in here, should be available to us. So we have, this is our WP global. So you look, we've got element. Now, in a custom page like this is pretty small. If we were to look into here, we would see way more things on that object. Sorry, tell me if you can't see this. All right, so if I just look at WP, we can see there's a lot more going on here, because it's when these individual packages get enqueued and pulled into the browser, they actually get added to a global like this. So as we start to add more things, like when we start getting the components package, we'll start seeing the components in here. If we do something with plugins, we'll see that in here. Yeah, so that's just something to be aware of. So we don't need to include this, but it helps for it definitely helps for code inspection and auto completion and that stuff. So I might just go ahead and add that right now. So npm I at WordPress element, and so we'll just run that in the background. So let's see. So now that error's gone away. You can see our package.json has now got some dependencies of WordPress element. So we can just keep adding these as we need them. They are not critical to our application in the sense of like the JavaScript doesn't need to be there, but it's nice and it helps for code completion and stuff like that. Cool. Okay, so what do we want to build? So my idea here is I have a pre-published checklist. So I'm gonna need some kind of title in here. So I just want to look and see kind of, I want to match the admin as much as I can. So if I look in like general, for example, well, maybe at the very least I should kind of take a look at this so I can get some of the WP body. So what do I have in my setting? Let's look. So in here, okay, I've got the wrap. I've got WP content, WP body, main body content, screen meta. Okay, so what do we, screen meta links. Are they up here? They're not up here. Screen meta. Interesting. So all this stuff, I didn't realize all this stuff got spit out, but anyhow, okay. So the stuff that I want is in this wrap. So where does the wrap go? After body content, screen meta. Okay, so I'm going to basically kind of steal this thing. I'm going to put a wrap in, and then I'm going to, okay, that's what I'm going to do. So in here, I'm going to return, a div with the, oh, was it ID wrap? Class of wrap. So class name is wrap. And then there's an H1 in there. Now that should look fairly similar to what we're seeing here. Oh, I'm not building. Let me run start. All right, so let's see. So, okay, so we got our pre-published settings. So we're looking very similar to what WordPress looks like, but this is in React. All right, so so our pre-published checklist contained a word count. Actually, what did it contain? I can't remember now. Let's look. So where's the plug? What plugin was it? I think it was the 21st. Yeah, October 21st to 2021. So I'm just going to enable that plugin because this is kind of what I'm basing it off of. So enable that. If I go to post and I add a new one, we can see, so here's our pre-published. Oh, that's a cool one. Okay, so word count, featured image, please assign a category. All right, so these are the three things that we are definitely checking for, right? So we need the controls. So let's see. So maybe, I don't know what we should do. Maybe we should do tabs. Because we can do some stuff like this, which is kind of neat, like these kind of tabs. And then that'll be a very short page because there won't be much in there. Yeah, why not? Let's do some tabs. So let's see what this component is. I can never remember. So if I look in, oh boy, okay. Do I not have React? Yeah, I'm incognito. Okay, there we go. Okay, so sorry, I just wanted to see the name of this component if I could find it, and then I can kind of mess with it from there. So button, what's the wrapper? What's this thing? So button settings header. Slot, yeah. So let's go find the settings header, which will probably be somewhere in components. No, I bet it is in the post edit screen, edit post, and then in here we're gonna have components, and usually there's this like sidebar, set it like that, which is super weird. Settings header, was that the name of the thing? All right, what do we got? What do we got in here? Okay. So where's our render? Template row, button. Huh. Okay. Well, let's just look in components and see if there's some kind of like tab. No, sorry, the actual components package. This is what I spend a lot of my time doing, is poking through the Gutenberg repository, looking for usable things. I swear there's a tab one in here. Tab panel. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's look at tab panel. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. Okay, so tab panel is React component to render an area compliant tab panel. All right, so let's look at the example that they have. Okay, that's cool. So we're going to import tab panel from components here, right? So we'll come up to our settings screen, right? And then what is the example? So they have tab panel. I'm just going to steal this whole tab panel and see what happens. And I'm just going to put it, actually, let me just see what some of these other things do. I'm trying to take advantage of as much of the built-in CSS as possible. So what's this? So wrap min body content wrap, and then okay, so they're just dropping the divs. All right, so I'm just gonna put this right underneath here, and we'll just kind of see what it does. And what's this on select? On select wise, where am I here? There. Oh, that's the on select. I'm just gonna do that. Oh, I'll just grab it and put it in here, whatever. I'm gonna clean this up. Okay, cool. So console log. So let's just see what this does. If I come back over here to my pre-publish, and I've got tab 1, tab 2. So I wonder why I don't have the CSS. Okay. Well, that's clearly the right thing. It just doesn't look right because I need the CSS. Okay. Enqueue. Gutenberg. I wonder if there's these examples are very old. Okay, so I wonder if it's in is there, okay. I wonder if I can just enqueue it like that. Somebody saying something? You have to manually enqueue the styles. 5-minute queue scripts hook. You might have to. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Like if I put something in here, like I don't know what's been in queue style. Like I'm wondering if this is going to do it, because you can opt in to your editor styles, right? Your theme support. So let's just see. That didn't seem to do anything. All right. Well, let's search this everything, and it'll be script loader. Let's do a search. I'm like flying in the dark here. Login, colors, edit post. Maybe that's it. See that WP edit post. Okay, well that got me part of the way there. Okay, so there's it's got to be a more like a better one. Maybe global style, maybe global styles too. Block directory, format library. Yeah, there's gonna be a whole ton of things in here we're probably gonna have to grab. So let's grab WP. I could put global styles. I don't know what this is gonna do. It's gonna break all the things. I feel like the global styles might already be in there, but let's go filter. Oh, what's that? Oh, what's what we got there? Maybe that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, never. Yeah. Okay. So that's super neat. Man, thank you for linking that, Aki. Hamano, am I saying that right? That is really clever. That's part of our Gutenberg examples repo. So go have a look at that. So this is neat. So I'm going to steal this code. They're just like that. Awesome. And then assets. So how are they doing here? So in asset file, assets, dependencies as style, and we're going to enqueue the style. And let's just see. Well, okay. That got me back to where it was. I don't know about any of the wrapper stuff, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So what's in it? Okay, cool. So we have some tabs. Yeah, that's really clever. Again, it makes total sense that what you'd be enqueuing in here. Sorry, let me get this out of here. What you'd be enqueuing in your build, they would have matching what you call it. They would have matching styles. I'm gonna try something tricksy here. I'm say plugin. Okay. I'm gonna see if this brings in some more scripts. It doesn't. So we're definitely not getting that. Okay, anyways, whatever. This is fine. We might have to add a little bit of our own CSS in there to make it work, which is not totally unexpected. Okay, cool. So the tabs work. And so what we want to do here, right, is how do we display the contents of the tab? Let's look at that. Orientation, on select, tabs. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so all right, so what we're going to be doing here is based on whatever the tab is. So we need to track that. Okay. So our first tab is going to be word count. No, word count. This looks like it's probably just a word count and word count. Very cool. And what I don't remember what we put in here. Let's see. Post. We have featured image. Some category. Feels like this might be. These tabs might be a bit overkill, but we'll go with it. So word count. Okay, cool. So we're gonna need to have a use select in here because we want to keep track of, not use select, use state. We want to keep track of what the current tab is. Wait, it's keeping track of the current tab. But I don't know what the current tab is. Right, because what we want to do here is, okay, so I'm just gonna go const. I'm gonna say active tab, set active tab, use state general, and it's gonna be word count is where we'll start. Oops. Oh my god, really? Word count is where we start. Why is this giving me all kinds of grief? Oh, it's not used. Okay, cool. And then in here, I'm gonna use this as set active tab. Tab name. Okay, and then down here we could go something like this. We're gonna need a couple of a couple of components, a component to represent each tab, I think. Is this tabbing thing a good idea? I don't know. There's not that much to it. We just want to be able to define the number of words. And I'm thinking what I'd like to do, you know what? We're just gonna do that. I'm gonna just kind of scrap this, but right now I'm gonna do a new file. I'm gonna call it wordCount.js, and in here we're going to create a component and its whole job is to manage the deal around word count, right? So export default word count. Okay. And so no, get out of here. So what we want to do then is we're going to need to import WordPress parentheses, and we're going to need to import the text control components. I just want to see. I don't think there's a number control per se. Let me just look here. Source. Number control. Is this actually a thing? Oh, it's experimental. Okay, I'm not going to use experimental because that's not good. So I'm just going to use text control. Yeah, and then we'll just have to make it a thing. Where is text control? Text control. So we're going to use text control, and it's going to basically just text control from components. I already have that. Okay, cool. And then I need to I'm just going to do this for now, right? And value is okay, there's a lot more setup here I have to do. So my idea is I'm just like writing code randomly at this point. This has got to be boring. Hi all, welcome aboard. I want to set up the ability to save this to an option and then get that option and pull it into the post. So when our pre-published checklist is loaded, it will know how many words it needs to have. It'll know whether or not it needs to look for a featured image. It'll know what categories. I really want to be able to do something where we can actually say, I want to count all the words except for this block and this block, which would be neat. I'm not sure if we can do that. Well, I'm not sure if we have access to all the registered blocks with where we're doing this, but that's kind of the idea. So there's a bunch of things that I need to figure out. First and foremost, I guess I need to register a setting, right? So I need to register an option. WordPress register option. That cannot be the right thing. Register setting, is this what we want? Option group, option name. All right, so that's what we're gonna need. Is it gonna be, it's not gonna be a string though. I want it to be an array. That's what I want it to be. Type object, showing rest. This looks like it might be a fun one, because it's going to be a serialized. When you save an option, it'll be a serialized array. So I'm going to literally just steal this code here, but it should be on, what hook should this be on? Not that hook. Should be on this. Okay, cool. So we're going to put this in here, and then I'm just gonna steal all this code. Oh God, what was that? Get out of here, man. Just need that. Who talking? Oh. Hello, everyone. Hello. P. Georgiev, which I'm not saying that right, but thank you for coming. Okay, so this is not what I want. I wanted the... Wait a minute. I'm just gonna do this as a string because it's gonna end up being serialized anyways. So I'm just gonna do that. Boom, let's do that. Okay, it's gonna get, we're gonna get through here. We're gonna get through. Ooh, don't need this double call. And do that. Okay, so hopefully we should see, this is the option group and the setting name. So we could actually add a setting for each, which might make sense, because then serializing and deserializing arrays is pretty expensive. Pub, God, checklist. And then maybe okay. So let's see. So I register that setting. Now, okay, can I see that setting? If I go to, is it options? Yeah, it's fine. I don't think that's right. WordPress, add option REST API. I want to make sure I want to add options API. What's this thing? Add an option. Yeah, right. Values. So. Site settings. So if I hit this, let's just see if I hit this now, is that it? Yeah, that's helpful. I have a extension that I need to enable here. One sec. It is the JSON formatter extension. Allow incognito. Okay, great. And back where? There we go. So. Settings, and that won't work. Okay, I think I have to do this in the browser, and I think I have to use apiFetch for it. Sorry, where am I here? Here. Use state is not defined. Of course it's not defined. Okay, so we do wp.fetch. What is it? Do this in here because I know what the thing is. wp.fetch. Nope. API fetch. And then, I don't even remember what I pass in here. Do I just pass settings? Let's do this. I gotta look it up. p.api fetch. There we go. Ba-boom. Let's look. So, oh, okay. So I just do this maybe. I'm gonna just steal that. Let's see what I can get out of here. And I have to put. Oh my God, where's the browser? Here. So if I just do, I think this should, oh, start. There we go. Okay, is my setting in there? Is my setting in there? Yeah, it is right there. Okay, so that's my setting. Okay, cool. So that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to retrieve that using API fetch, and I want to be able to write to it using API fetch. So where's the best place to do that? Yeah. I guess the other thing that I could do, no, you know what? I want to do that. I want to use fetch. I don't want to, I'm sorry, I'm thinking, I'm not being clear. I was thinking that when I was going to enqueue my JavaScript here, that I could localize some variables. And there's a totally valid way of doing it. Where we localize some variables and then have our app access those variables. So we can do it that way, you know, or we can have the app, because we can just get access to it. You know, we'll probably just do it that way. So when the app loads, we'll just do like a use effect and hit the API fetch. So I think the best place to do that is probably in here. And if I go use effect, right, I'll put a little use effect up here. Okay, and then I only want it to run the first time, so I'm going to pass an empty array there, and then this should only run once. Log ran once. Right, so come back over to my browser. Here I should see ran once, and it only runs once. No matter what I do, it only runs once. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna guess I can just take that API call that I grabbed. So I need to import. Wait, how do you import? Oh, here. So import API fetch from WordPress API fetch. That's what I want to do there. And then I'm going to call API fetch. I just pass it the. I'm going to pass it the URL that we need, or the path, I guess. Sorry, I should pass the path to it. Path is going to be not that. It's going to be settings, right? And then I'm just going to do a dot. Then we could do async await in here, but we have to set that up slightly different. When it comes to use effect, you have to have a function, like, so we could just, yeah. So I'm going to use async await. So I'm going to create a function in here and call it request data, and that's going to be an async function, right? Function, right? An arrow functions. I like arrow functions like that. And then inside of this, we can say const response equals thing, and then that, I love how I just randomly pulled that out of left field. So we have that, and then I can just say, then I can just console log the response, do this, and then the tricky bit is you then have to call the function like that. You can't have, I can't make this function an asynchronous function. It's just a thing. It's a thing that you can't do. So that's why we don't do it. Okay, refresh. So let's see. Oh, there it is, right there, it loaded. That was super fast. Okay, so we have all this stuff. So the only thing that we really care about is, that's weird. Yeah, let's try to make this an object. I think it would be really handy dandy if it was an object. So if I come back in here, and the type is object, right? What is it? What does it actually? Okay, so it's null. So let's look. Where was that add option? Where's your setting? Okay, so there was an object here. So here we go. What's this? Nope, not that one, not that one, not that one, not that one. So, all right, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna steal all of this definition code, and then we'll just kind of fight through it, right? So the wait, what did that look like? Sorry. Type is object. All right, and here, ba-boom, and then we have show and rest. And we got to get rid of this, and then I don't think there was a sanitized callback there. Probably should have been. Okay, so let's see what this does for us here. done this in the past, and I know it's been a little bit unclear what we need to do. So let's just see. So free publish. Didn't seem to do anything, did it? All right. Just see if I can just get this working like this. I don't know if y'all can hear that. My children are at home today, and they are, sounds like they are either they're like Lord of the Rings style battling upstairs. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but yeah. So there's that. Okay, cool. So, okay, all right. Well, that kind of worked. So let's set this to word count, right? And we'll set the type to number. I'm gonna set it to string just because I think that might actually make sense. All right. It's been a while since I've done this stuff. It's pretty cool though. All right. What are we doing? Oh, this needs to be. This is just some PHP CSS yelling at me, and this needs to be up here now. And boom, 6. Okay. Just gonna clean this up a little bit. Why are you yelling at me? What's going on? What is this? Oh, because it's an array. All right, so what is this? Man, PHP CSS just hates me for some reason. This is what is this expecting? Okay. All right, so we got that. We got this. So this sum string is going to be, we need to change this to word count. I'm going to set a default. You know what? It needs to be an integer. There's no reason why that shouldn't be an integer. So the word count, we're going to set the word count to be default value of, let's say, 500 words, because 500 words is the number I have chosen. We see some int and found one. All right, so let's get back over here. We'll refresh this. So you have, now we've got word count is 500, sum int is 300. Okay, so that's, so now that we've got this set up, we can come back here and add more items here as much as we want, just by adding more in this array, right? Oh man, it's noon already. I've got exactly 0 accomplished. So, okay, cool. So we have this, right? So now we can get our pre-published checklist. We've got an object in there. I think I'm going to actually change this to data. And then, so we should have this pre-published checklist data. Okay, cool. So now in our settings screen, instead of doing that, I want to console, so that's the response. I'm going to get the data. I'm going to call this, I can't remember what I called it. Is it in there as pre-published checklist data? I have to wrap that in a string, and then I'm going to have to alias it. I'm going to call it data equals response, and then let's console log out data just to make sure we get the right thing. Console.log data, and shouldn't make any differences here. clearly this is going to be a multi-stream. There we go. So we have our word count now. Okay, so that's that. So let's see about updating this. Let's grab this now, and I'm going to just drop a button in here somewhere. I think, what is it? Button. I think there's actually a button in here. Button. And I'm gonna call this save. And we should see. What is it? Primary? I can't remember now. Is it used to be? It was as primary. But what is it now? Variant. Okay, so variant. Say primary. So there was a prop that was is primary, is secondary. Now they've changed that to the variant prop. So let's see. This should be a blue. Yeah, there we go. So we got this blue button here now. On click, we're going to run something. Log. Oh, get out of here. Clicked. Okay, make sure that works. Click, 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 click. That works. Okay. So what I want to do is we're gonna just hit a raw API fetch like this again, but we're gonna try to post to settings. But we'll have to look at how we do that. So I'm updating a site setting. Super helpful. That is super duper helpful. All right, so path, let's see. All right, well, we're just gonna try hitting the same URL with the method. Okay, I'm gonna grab this cost response, and I'm gonna oh, I did that, but we're not gonna use a wait then. If when this ends up working, see, I'm being confident. I'm going to I'll update this so we're not using async await. So we are using async await. I mean, okay. So then we're gonna do this. So I want to hit the settings. The method is post. I'm gonna set this thing to. Right, I'm gonna set that to an object, and I'm going to spread data on, oh wait, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna just set word. This is really random. Word count is gonna be 600, and then we're gonna set another random thing of requires featured image, and I set that to true. Okay, so I hope this, when this runs, it will update the thing. Okay, so let's see. So we're gonna refresh this. We can see we got word count, so that's spitting out. I'm gonna hit save. Boom. Invalid parameters. Okay. Pre-published checklist data. Huh, okay. Why is that? Maybe somebody's figured this out for us here. There we are. Oh. Oh, I wonder if I don't even need, maybe I can just use useEntityProp instead of that. this looks like it might be like a bit of a simpler way of doing this. So we don't have to use the hook. So useEntityProp. Where's useEntityProp come from again? I don't know what package that's part of. This stuff changes so quickly. It's awesome. Oh, core data. Okay, I'll pull it in from there. So it's core data, and then what do I do here? Site, and then what I call this thing, right? So if I just, I'm gonna just get rid of this use effect. This is so much cooler. I love hooks. They're so much fun. So if I just go demo setting, hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if it's gonna work. Oh, undefined, and then word count. Where'd word count come from? Oh, totally worked. That's fantastic. Okay, so then I should be able to set demo setting in the same way that I'm doing this. So if I call this set demo setting, I'm assuming it'll take, I should be able to pass it an object. I don't know, I guess we're gonna see. I'll get rid of this. Okay, so let's run this. It's undefined, and that's the thing, and save. Seriously? That was that easy? It's not saving to the database though. Okay. Well, that seems to be getting us closer to where I need to be. It's the saving part now I have to figure out, I guess, right? Set API key, use entity prop. But it doesn't. Need to update register settings schema to be an object. This is my register settings schema. Oh yeah, I think you're totally. That's twice now, my friend, that you've called out exactly what I'm doing wrong. Well done, thank you. Fantastic. Where is that thing? It's in here. I'm gonna need to add that, and I need to add it into here and set it to false. A lot of moving parts here. That's so good. Okay, so this is going to be a Boolean. I think this might work. Let's find out. Well done. Good, great call out. Second one today. Well done. Awesome. Okay, so let me just. I'm gonna have to call this sooner than later. Okay. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we've got the feature. So save this. Now we got to set to true, and it's still not saving. It looks like I have to actually manually call a save, like get edited save like this, basically. I'm gonna have to dispatch that. Where'd I go? If I just, I'm just gonna, this is just gonna be quick and dirty here. And then in my settings screen, if I just click demo setting and then I dispatch this, well, I don't know if this is gonna work, but we'll see. So let's see. So let's save it. So that should be, okay, so that did work. Okay, so, all right, that's interesting. So this, I need to, this actually saves. This actually saves. Well, I don't have to use apiFetch anymore, which is nice. Just do it all in hooks. So I just need to get, it's like, I think it's use dispatch, import. Use dispatch, no. From data. And then if I go like this const, oh, where am I? I'm just doing that from core, right? So not core data, just core. And I need to get this thing out of here. I think this will work. Save edited entity record, and then I just pass that. Let's make sure. Let's make sure. I'm gonna just call. I'm gonna set this to whatever 800 now. So I need to wire up all the things. So this is currently set to 600. You can, yeah, you can 600 and true. If I save this, and then I'll say 800 and 600. And now this is cool because this was actually the get entity record hook updating. So if I refresh that, it should be 800 and required featured image. Okay, okay, that's pretty awesome. I don't need this use effect anymore, and I love that. I don't need this. I don't need this. Cool. All right. Well, I mean, I feel like we've made decent progress today. I'm gonna have to call it because, like I said, my kids are upstairs probably fighting each other for their last scraps of food. Just kidding. We have lots of food. And yeah, but we have, what have we done today? So we got the screen set up. We got our React app rendering. We got some saving and retrieving of we registered an option, and now we're retrieving and saving that. So I'm going to continue with this project for the next probably couple of streams until we get something a bit more fleshed out. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see everyone next week. Later. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. And be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content about Gutenberg and WordPress development.